Did you know that 6 out of 10 Americans have chronic disease like diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, chronic kidney disease, and Alzheimer's dementia? Yes, that's about 60% of Americans have chronic disease, which can be reversed and treated by simple lifestyle changes. According to CDC, 40% of adults have 2 or more chronic disease. And as per American Heart Association, there are about 2,000 people who dies every single day with cardiovascular disease. Each day, 2,000 Americans die every single day from cardiovascular disease, which is about 1 in every 40 seconds. Yes, that's 1 in every 40 seconds. People die in America with cardiovascular disease, which can be totally prevented and treated and reversed by simple lifestyle changes. And today we're going to learn about 4 pillars of health. And before I start, I will really appreciate if you can share this video to your friends and family so that they can learn something about lifestyle medicine. And also please follow my page, which is Dr. Maskey Health Academy in Facebook, and look forward to see you all there. Hi, welcome to Dr. Maskey Health Academy. Today we're going to learn about pillars of health, where we're going to always try to improve our health and lower the disease without medication. Before I start, I still want to let you know that anything you're going to learn today is basically educational purpose only, and if you want to make changes in your health or make any changes, please try to consult your doctor before you make any changes. So you can see there's 4 major pillars of health. Food, number 1. Number 2 is movement, stress. Last but not least is sleeping, which is also a very important part of your health. Here, let's start with the food, which is one of the basic and major pillar of the health. So when I talk about the food, when I talk to my patient, I tell them, you are what you eat, and which is actually right. And we'll be talking about types of the food and the timing of the food. So let's start with the timing. So my first question to all of you, when you start eating and when you stop eating. So basically, we should stop eating. The last meal of the day should be around 3 hours before you go to bed. So for example, if you sleep at 10 o'clock, you should be having your dinner by 7 o'clock. And when you start eating. So I would recommend to eat at least 12 hours after your last meal. So for example, if you stop eating at 7 o'clock, your dinner, then you should be eating your breakfast after 7 o'clock. So around 8 o'clock. Next, we're going to talk about types of food. I divide foods into 2 different types, real food and the fake food. The real food are the food which is whole food, closest to the nature. The food rich in antioxidant, omega-3 fatty acids, high in protein and fiber. For example, of those kind of food is you can find in fruits, vegetables, and whole grain. And the fake food is food which is ultra processed food, fast food, and food with more than 5 ingredients. So in short, you need to eat more real food, which is more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and avoid fake food, which is fast food, ultra processed food, and food with more than 5 ingredients. Next, we're going to talk about exercise or movement. We're going to focus on amount and types of exercise. According to American Heart Association, it recommends about 30 minutes of moderate exercise, which is about 3 hours per week. Another way to measure exercise is by Fitbit, like Apple Watch or Fitbit, about 10,000 steps a day. You don't have to go to gym for exercise. You can do it at home. Gonna present the exercise at home in the next video, how we can do 5 to 10 minutes of strengthening exercise like sit-ups, push-ups, squats, and other muscle strengthening exercise. The best exercise you can do is brisk walking, cycling, swimming, and dancing. Third, stress, which is another pillar of health. Most of the time, we don't try to manage properly, even though we have a lot of stress in our life. It's how you respond to the stress. So basically what happens when you have a lot of stress, it can lead to release of stress hormone, which can in turn lead to diabetes and high blood pressure. So I have 5 tips for you for stress reduction technique, which can improve your health. Number 1 is exercise. Exercise is one of the best way to reduce your stress. The way it works is when you exercise, the body releases a hormone called endorphins, which is very helpful to reduce the stress. Number 2 is meditation. You can do meditation in your house with your kids. I personally do with my kids, and we do about 5 minutes a day. Just simple as 5 minutes a day of meditation can help. Number 3 is music. So if you like to play music, hear music, this is a good way to relax yourself. Some of the breathing techniques like deep breathing, there's something called 4-7-8 breathing, which I'll be talking in my next video. Number 5 is connection with the family and friends, which also is very helpful to stress reduction. Now, last but not the least, we will talk about sleep, which is a 4th major pillar of health. So what happens when you have good sleep, there is a release of certain hormones like growth hormones, and also reduce the release of cortisol hormone. So when you have a poor sleep, your stress hormones is high, then that can lead to diabetes and high blood pressure. So the one important thing about sleep is it's not about the quantity of sleeping. Normally we sleep about 6 to 8 hours of sleep, but usually it's about quality of sleep. And usually when you go to bed, you should be sleeping within 30 minutes of going to bed. So I have 4 tips for better sleep. Number 1 is to avoid caffeine after noontime. So if you want to drink caffeine after noon, I would advise to go drink black tea or green tea, which has lower amount of caffeine. Number 2 is to avoid screen time 1 to 2 hours before you're going to bed. That will help to have better sleep. Number 3 is complete darkness. When you go to bed, you should be putting all the lights off, all the screen lights, and anything that emits blue light. And darkness will stimulate a hormone called melatonin, which helps to better sleep. And number 4, always sleep and wake up at the same time. And guess what? We have learned 4 pillars of health. I hope it was helpful, and please don't forget to share with your family and friends so that we all can learn something. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.